Hey, it's
Hey,
us again.
hi,
This is Bridget Willard and Warren Laine-Naida,
hi,
7,000 miles away, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas, and Bremen,
and Bremen.
Germany.
That's right. There's
So we just want to help our friends who are small businesses kind of like navigate through the blah 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 of big agencies and all of their jargon that makes them feel very expensive and important.
that's right.
And what are the jargon words that they use is SEO, which is search engine optimization, which I like to call findability. So
That's a good word.
you can hire an agency to do an optimization for you, but there are other tools that can also help. Um, but let's just talk about some of the things that small business owners can do right now themselves without hiring a big SEO agency.
That sounds like a good idea. Do you want to
What do
start or
you?
shall I start?
Okay, well, you know me, I love Twitter.
All right,
Tweets,
go ahead.
tweets are indexed. Today is Happy Lunar New Year, Year of the Ox, which is my sign.
Ah,
I went and looked on Twitter to see if I could find a really cool video. And the third answer down was a carousel popular on Twitter with a bunch of tweets. Google indexes tweets. So if you have a Twitter account and you use it and it's relevant to what your users are looking for, what people are actually searching for, like Lunar New Year, then you might come up in those search results. So that's one tip is be on Twitter. It's not all about the Kardashians, I promise you.
all right. That's a good tip. I'm a dragon, by the way. I've never searched the Kardashians, but I guess I'm not their target group. Um,
Either.
yeah. So I guess my first tip, I always like sort of, you know, my client will say, oh, well, my website's not working, and it's like, well, what's not working? Well, people aren't finding me. It's like, well, your website might be working, but what's not working is that, people can't find you. So I think for the first thing that people can do is to put themselves into, the shoes of who's looking for them, and actually just go into Google and type, a search phrase, looking, and see if your website shows up. And if it does show up, which of the pages, and you probably have more than one page on your website, which of those pages shows up? And I would say that would be my start. That would be my focus. It's your low hanging fruit. Your quick win. It's like, aha, I've searched for my product. That's the page. That's okay. Now let's go into that page and see that we can make it the best we can. That would probably be the first thing. Really some quick wins, because it makes you feel good. You know your website's working, and then you can really start to focus on those things that people are finding. That'd be my
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah. Another thing you can do is make sure that Google My Business is totally
Yeah.
filled out. And don't do what I did, which is change your address before you moved.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
my Google My Business is still, I'm still fighting with them to try to get that back up. But those ratings are really important. It's
Yeah.
really important that you have third party reviews, and that could be Yelp, Google My Business, TrustPilot, any of those third party review systems. You're going to want to make sure that you have claimed your business profile and have it completely filled out and accurate.
hmm hmm That sounds good. That sounds good. All right. So I really like Google My Business, and I I spend a bit of time on that, but I think it's really important because if someone's searching and then, oh, you're right there, it's a free ad. So if it's free, it's for me. Um, Not all the time. So the second thing I think that's really, really important is your website's kind of like a car. If it's not working, you're not going to go anywhere. So I think it's really important because most websites that we've got out there, some of those pages we built right at the beginning. We have no idea maybe what's even on that content anymore. So I think the second thing would be to make sure your website's, literally working. That sort of goes back to the first thing. But to click through all of the pages in your website, and you're probably going to be surprised. It's like, oh, this content is still there. We're sitting here at the beginning or middle of February, and one of my clients' websites still has the Christmas greeting on it, which they said they were going to take down. So I took it down for them yesterday. So yeah, it's kind of like going out to your car and finding the wheels are flat. Make sure your website's running. That would probably be my second thing.
Yeah, if I'm gonna, get on the is it working
Okay.
bandwagon here analogy, and I would say, okay, so does your vehicle function is one thing, but what is it? People say my website isn't working. So what is it that you want your website to
To
do?
do, yeah.
Right? So if you are offering small business consulting, if you're offering accounting services, if you are offering plumbing services or construction, those kinds of things, make sure that you are using language that the general population uses.
Yeah.
So you know that what you're doing is, I'm giving a marketing consult, but people want business advice.
Mhm.
So you're going to want to have those words also, and maybe ask a friend.
Yeah. 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 That's a really good idea.
What they would search for. Like, what is it that you want to do? Write it down.
Mhm.
What is it that you want people to find you for? Write it down. Then ask a couple people what they would search for on the internet to find you. And then make sure that the landing page or home page or product page has those words included, not stuffed in the meta description, but as part of the copy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a really important point. Um, yeah. Yeah.
Jargon's for us. It's not for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
customer.
Yeah. Um, you know, that's a good point. I mean, I'm just gonna wrap up with my third point because that's sort of everything we've been talking about is following the same sort of theme. So my third thing would probably be along with what you were saying. Um, if the website's working, if people are finding it, if you've got all of these things taken care of, the car's on the road, it's rolling. Um, Take a step back and look at the terminology that you're using. Look at the content. Is it too long? Is it not long enough? Are the headlines? Are your call to actions? Is everything the sort of terminology and language that your customers are using? Because if someone lands on your website and they're looking for something called floaties, swim floaties, and they land on your page and they don't see any pictures of swim floaties. They see something, but maybe it's spelled differently or something. They're going, okay, that's not it, and they're gone.
It's a pool safety flotation device for
There we go. So I'd be looking for a
toddlers.
floaty and a safety flotation device. I'd be scared, and I'd be go, okay, no, this is not what I want. I want a floaty. So it's the same sort of thing. You walk into a donut store and all you see are offerings for sandwiches. You're probably not even going to ask for the donut. You want the donuts right in front of you. You want to be comfortable. You don't want to look like a fool. So yeah, I think all three of those things are along the same line. Keep it simple. Know who you're writing for. Make sure the website's working. And yeah, you can do all of that by yourself. You don't need to pay a dime. Yeah.
Yeah. And just as a caveat, it's okay to have jargon, but also explain it.
That's right. It has to have a place,
Yeah.
A lot of, this jargon is to sort of, scare people away. And there's not too many small businesses that have that sort of in their strategy, scaring people away.
Right.
Only a few. So, yeah, that would be our three for this week. Just going to flash up on the screen our book, and this is what we're going to be working on. And it's going to be out in March in paperback and Kindle. The only online marketing book you need for your small business. So looking forward to that, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you next week. Hopefully the
Yep.
snow will have melted by then.
Well, we're gonna have a low of 17 degrees Fahrenheit here in San Antonio on Sunday with the possibility of snow.
Nice. Well, we had a
So
-10 Celsius this morning, and had to tear the car door open.
just say no to that.
No. All right. Bye.
Bye.